Quasi here, and in today's video I want to share with you the one quality that allowed me to become successful, and the one quality that I've seen every single one of my successful clients embody. By the end of this video, you're going to learn not only what this one quality is, but also the blocks that prevent you from embodying this quality. So please make sure you stick around till the very end of this video because I'm really excited to share this with you. Before I begin this video, I want to quickly announce that I made a brand new bootcamp for you. If you scroll down to the pinned comments down in the comment section below, you'll be able to access that, but also our exclusive email list where I can share stuff with you that I can't really share on the channel because of YouTube's limitations. So just scroll down, go to that page, and you can enter your email address and your name, and you will have access to all of that. So without further delay, let's go right ahead and get started. So you might be wondering, what is this secret quality that Quasi is talking about? Now, before I get to that secret quality, I want to kind of give you context on why this quality is important. Now, what I see happen with most people, and this happened to me when I began my journey as an entrepreneur, is that it's very easy to fall into that shiny object trap. You know, you jump from one thing to the next very quickly, you try a tactic and you quickly declare that it doesn't work, or you see that your niche isn't good. You know, you're like, oh man, I'm not sure if this niche is for me. Maybe I should try the dating niche, or I should try the fitness niche, right? And fortunately for me, I didn't have the niche problem, but I did have the tactic problem. So I want to explore why that happens and, you know, how to deal with that exactly. So why it happens, why we jump from shiny object to shiny object, is a little phenomenon called reactivity. My pen would work. Reactivity. What happens is we kind of define a goal that we want to move towards, and then we're like, okay, how can I have it now? I want to make 10K a month. How can I have it now? And that goal hasn't been clearly defined. You don't really know what you would want to do every single day. You don't have a clear picture of it. You just want to make the money. So then you get very reactive. You try something and you're like, is this making me 10K a month? No? Okay, got to change it. So what we lack in this journey is patience. Okay, we're not able to wait for a sufficient period of time until the results appear. We quickly change our minds. And this happens because of a lack of reflection or a lack of clarity. When you reflect, you get clear. So there's a subtle balance between acting and reflecting. Okay? Let's get to that. The balance between acting and reflecting. Balancing action versus reflection. So what do I mean by this? Sometimes you find that you think too much and it prevents you from acting. You procrastinate on acting because you're thinking too much. That happens to me a lot. Other times you find that you act too much and you don't reflect or think before you act. And that gives you diminishing returns on your action. So the question becomes, what's the sweet spot between acting and reflecting? And how you find this sweet spot, it's very unique and individual to everyone. Finding this sweet spot is through feedback. Okay, so look into your life right now and see what you're doing currently and if it's working. If you are acting, are you getting results from it? If you're only reflecting most of the time, are you getting results from it? And you might not be getting results from it because there's a delay period, because you've got to act enough to see something, or you've got to reflect enough to see something. But all of this comes to the main idea of what actually makes a person successful, which is being comfortable with uncertainty, in uncertainty. So I want you to think about this for a second. When you're comfortable in uncertainty, you stop actually being reactive. You're no longer reactive. Every single successful entrepreneur, in the face of uncertainty, they've held their resolve still. If you look at Jeff Bezos and you read the online bookstore, I think there's a book about Jeff Bezos, but the author talks about how in every single major decision, he takes all of these big risks, but he doesn't react at all. Everyone's panicking and doubting Jeff, but he's like, no, I know it's going to work. I know it's going to happen, or I'm going to learn something from it. And he takes these risks. And every single great thing that's come from Amazon, like the Kindle, like the Alexa, the Amazon store, all of these have come from 10, 20 other billion-dollar mistakes that Jeff Bezos has made. But you've got to make these mistakes in order to learn and see what you can do better and improve and iterate on the next time. But in order to actually make these mistakes, you've got to get comfortable with failing and comfortable in uncertainty. And because people can't get comfortable in uncertainty, they become reactive. And with this reactivity, it becomes easy to quickly jump from one shiny object to the next. You jump from tactic to tactic, strategy to strategy, niche to niche, and you can't double down on what you're doing currently. So to give you an example of this, I was trying to crack advertising for a very long time, like over a year and a half. And I was unprofitable with my ads for a year and a half, spending about $5,000 to $10,000 a month. But I just still kept putting money in anyways. And then I had the thought of, okay, maybe I should just quit ads. But I didn't want to because I wasn't 100% certain that this wasn't going to work. A part of me was still certain that this would work. And I might have been ignorant, but I've finally cracked it. So maybe I wasn't ignorant. But how the main question that arises from this is, how do I know, Quasi, when to pivot from something or stay in it? How do I choose something new? Should I just completely do something new? Is it not working? Should I just declare that it's not working? And the answer to that is it depends. And I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but here's why it depends. It depends because, number one, the most important question you've got to answer is, do you want to keep doing this? Do you want this to work? If you want this to work, then you should keep doing it. So in the example of me, when I started doing my YouTube videos, I never made any money from it, like for a year and a half too. Yeah, for a year and a half, I never made any money from my YouTube videos. I was just making videos, I was just making content, and I had no idea how I would monetize it. And I was just doing it just for the sake of it, because I enjoyed it. And I genuinely wanted to keep doing it, even if it was for free. So that's what I ask you to reflect on. Do you want to keep doing what it is you're doing for free? If yes, then you keep doing it and you keep trying to monetize it. So that's when I just kept trying to monetize it. Like, okay, how can I do it? Can I maybe sell merch? Do I just let YouTube run ads on it and maybe I'll make like, I don't know, 2-3K a month if my videos go viral? Or I could, do it some other way. And then I did find a way to do it, which was coaching, right? And it made sense on all ends. Like, this was the epiphany that made it all work for me. So that's number one, getting clear on, do I want to keep doing this? And number two is, are you 100% certain that you want to ditch it, or 100% certain that this won't work? So this is like a side tangent. 100% certainty in failure. I will only avoid something if I don't want to, number one, if I don't want to do it anymore and I'm 100% certain that it won't succeed. Before I get to that point, I'll never ditch anything. So with the ads, I still had an idea that, wait a second, it could work. I just haven't figured out how to make it work. In a year and a half, I still haven't figured out how to make it work. Just because a year or 2 years have passed doesn't mean that it won't work. It won't work because you are fully sure, you've exhausted every single possibility that it won't work, and then you avoid it, right? So that's how I answer the question of, do I avoid this or do I stick with it? Those two criteria. So that's how you eliminate the shiny object syndrome and the reactivity. And I've been known to be very patient and just keep failing on and on just so I get clear feedback. So I'll just keep pushing something to its limits just to see if it fails or it succeeds. So just like with my ads, I'll keep pumping more money into it just to be sure that, okay, it's not going to work. Now I know 100% certainty that it's not going to work. Or even if it's hiring a new sales rep, right? If I bring on a new sales rep and I give them calls, I won't give them 5 calls and they failed 5 calls and say, this person doesn't work. They haven't closed any of the 5. That would be unfair. I'll give them something like 30 calls and then I'll make a decision. After 30 calls, I'll know for sure that this person isn't good and they're not a fit here and they're not good at sales. So sometimes you've got to, in order to be 100% certain, you've got to push it to much further than you originally thought would be possible. So sometimes maybe my limit for failure would be 10. I'll go to 15, 20, 30 calls. So do you see how this works? You want to be 100% sure that you avoid something, because just because you start something new doesn't mean it's going to be successful. That's the trap the mind likes to think. It always thinks the grass is greener on the other side. That's why it wants to try out the shiny objects, and it becomes reactive. So now going back to this reactivity, getting comfortable in uncertainty is one cure to it. But even deeper than that, how do you get comfortable in uncertainty? You get clear on what it is you want in the first place. Just like I mentioned that you've got to like doing it, what do you want? Most people, when they begin getting clear on what they want, they're clear on the problem, what they want to avoid. Right? So this is clarity. They're clear on the problem and what it is they would like to avoid, but they're not as clear on the goal and what it is they would like to move towards. So think about it this way. When I began my journey, I was clear on avoiding the full-time job and the 9-to-5, which is what most people are like. They know they don't want the 9-to-5, and that's why they start a business. They're like, okay, well, I want to replace my salary with something that makes me passive income. That's what everyone preaches and sings nowadays. I want something that gives me passive income and makes me 10K a month. Why? Well, because I don't want my 9-to-5 and I don't want to work 40 hours a week. I'm burnt out. So do you see that? Most of the focus is on the problem, not the goal, which is, well, I want this so I have freedom to spend time with this person and my family, and that I can explore more of life and do all of the things that I want to do. Most of the focus is on avoidance. And whatever it is you focus on, you move towards. So that's why when they come from that mindset of, I want to get away from this, then they try out the new strategy, the new Amazon FBA, the new real estate investing, the new e-commerce, the new start your own coaching business. They keep coming at it from the failure mindset and focusing on what's wrong. And they just keep going on from that place. They operate from the place of, I want to avoid this. And when the mind, it doesn't care about the nature of your thoughts, it cares about the content. You focus on avoiding the 9-to-5, it'll give you more pull towards your 9-to-5, right? So that's where reflection comes in. Reflecting on your actual goal and what it is you want. In my journey, I had to reflect on, what do I want 5 years from now and 10 years from now? Do I want to keep making these YouTube videos? Would I want to keep doing coaching? And that's how you can get married to this one thing. If you can do it for free, then you can earn money from it quite easily. Because I honestly believe that monetizing something is much easier than finding, the thing that you love to do and committing to it, because of how society conditions us. We're conditioned to only think about, okay, what's going to make me money and ensure my survival? Because I believe that I need money to survive. You don't believe that your survival will be somehow taken care of, right? So that's how you get clarity. So this is the kind of cycle that we went down on. We began with reactivity, and why reactivity happens, it's because of this inability, this is the block, right? Not being able to get comfortable in uncertainty, not being able to get comfortable in failing. Why? Why can't you get comfortable in uncertainty? Because you're not clear on what you do want, you're clear on what you don't want. And then as a side tangent, we talked about how you know for sure when to avoid something. Do I want to keep doing it? Do I want to do it? That's number one. And number two condition, am I 100% certain that this won't work? So let's say you're an artist and you know for a fact that you want to keep painting for the rest of your life. Maybe you've been trying to sell your art via ads and you've tried many different things with ads and it hasn't worked for you. So maybe you can think about a new method of selling your artwork, right? Because you know 100% with 100% certainty that this way of selling your artwork won't work. So maybe you can try, word of mouth or featuring your art in exhibitions or doing live paintings. So there are different methods to doing it, but you know for a fact that you want to keep painting and you want to make money from your painting. And if you want that, then you stick with it, right? So anyway, with that, I conclude this video. I hope this was helpful. I know this was a little bit over the place, but I just wanted to share with you the one quality that I've found all of my successful clients embody, which is doing uncomfortable things and then getting comfortable in this uncertainty. When I quit my job to go full-time into my business, there was a lot of uncertainty there for me. There was a lot of challenges and pressures from my external environment because there's an expectation. I paid for your college degree and you should get a job now and do something worthwhile. That's what my parents would always tell me. But I didn't listen to that because I didn't want to grow old resenting them for making me do this. So I wanted to make my own choice to follow the thing that set my heart on fire. And I'm glad I did. So getting comfortable in uncertainty is the number one quality any successful entrepreneur or any successful person will embody. Because if you go your own path, the path that was meant for you, not written by society or anyone else, it's going to be uncertain. That is just how it is. It's going to be uncertain, but it's going to be worth it. And you're going to figure it out. If you just have that underlying assumption that, yes, it's going to be uncertain, yes, this is how it's supposed to be, and this is completely worth it, and I have trust that somehow it's going to work out. If you just have those three things, then you're going to move to what you want and be successful. Life will take care of the rest. And we also talked about the chains and how it follows, right? So initially it begins with reactivity. You jump from one thing to the next, get shiny object syndrome. Why does that happen? Because you're uncomfortable in uncertainty. And why are you uncomfortable in uncertainty? Because you're unclear. You're clear about the problem, but not the goal, right? So thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Please leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of this, what your biggest takeaway was from this video, any other videos you would like me to make. This was a question that I've heard a lot in our customer community, so I wanted to make a video about this, but if you have any topics you'd like me to share, just let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell there so you're notified of any new video that I put out. And also, I'm super excited to announce that if you'd like to work closer together with me and my team in our Reality Mastery program, spots for that are open. You can go down to the description box below to apply to see if you'd qualify to work with us. We don't work with everyone, unfortunately. We can't work with everyone. We only like to work with those who we can ensure success. So that's why our qualification process is kind of strict. But who we typically work with are people who are entrepreneurs and business owners, or anyone who's wanting to go their own way. You might be an artist, you might be a trader, whatever. And you are finding that you're stuck at a certain level because you have a mindset problem. You have an internal blockage, not because you have a tactical or strategic problem. You have all of the tactics and strategies, all the shiny objects, but you're finding that you're stuck at a certain revenue level, whether that be 5K a month or 10K a month, and you just can't scale up. And you're seeing that this is an internal, a personal problem that's reflecting out into your business, into your endeavors. If that sounds like you, click on the link in the description below to sign up and let's see if we can help. If not, our free Facebook group is open for you to take advantage of. The link for that is also in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Peace.